Hello, my name is Maddie, and I'm so excited today to talk about my personal and professional philosophy. Honestly, they're pretty much the same. They go hand in hand with each other. And that's what I love about this. I think that our philosophies, when you love your job, you love your career, you love what you do for a living, aligns with your lifestyle. That's when I genuinely just feel like we have reached that place of abundance and connectedness and living a life full of purpose because the things that we're interested in align with our work and our work aligns with what we do. And it sounds cliche, but when you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. And that's genuinely how I feel. And when I step into a place of who I am personally and who I am professionally, like they go hand in hand. And I've created a business that has allowed me to do that. But genuinely believe, even if you're working for someone else or you have a business or you're still learning about yourself, if you align yourself through personal and professional connections, your philosophy comes together as one. And I genuinely feel like my personal and professional philosophy are united together. And I'm super, super excited to dig into that and what that really means and looks like for me. So before I start, I really want you to think about something that has been challenging in your life. So it can be a situation, a traumatic experience, a moment, a pivotal moment in your life. It could be a thought, an emotion, something that you might have just woke up feeling one day. Just one thing that has been most challenging or the biggest struggle that you have gone through in your life. I want you to write it down. I want you to think about it. I want you to just take about 30 seconds to really gather that. And honestly, usually it's a pretty easy question. It sounds a little loaded, but it's usually the first thing that comes to mind. So when you hear the word struggle or challenge or pain, what is that first moment or emotion that comes and arises within you? So take a moment, write it down, think about it. All right. So hopefully you have that down or in your head. We are going to come back to that in just a few moments. So I want you to hold on to it. Don't forget it. If you didn't write it down, keep it in your head, right? Put it in the notes section on your phone, something. We're going to come back to that in just a moment. So before we get into it all, I want to talk a little bit about myself. So Enneagram and Myers-Briggs are two personality tests that help you understand who you are. It's based on questions that are personality based, based on your likes, your dislikes, how you act, how you react to things, what you lean more towards. And it's honestly just all about you. Both of them are very different, but they both help you understand more about who you are and who you are innately. So it's based on things like that you love, and it's not worried about different situations or different people. It's just about who you are. And truthfully, every time I've taken these tests, I've gotten the same scores literally every single time. And that's really awesome because it just shows that like I am very aligned with who I am and it's very accurate. So I'm not going to go into all of the details of what these quizzes and tests are because honestly they are different and there are a lot of different scores, and I don't know a lot about all of the scores except for mine. So I'm not going to dig into them completely, but I encourage you, if you haven't taken these, to go take them. They are incredible tests. You can just Google them, they will pop up. They really help you feel and see and be more aligned with who you are and your strengths and your weaknesses and your personality and how you respond to things. And it can even help you understand what jobs are good for you, what relationships, what personality types you align with most. So it's really neat. So I personally am a 3 on Enneagram and I'm an ENFJ on Myers-Briggs. So there are 9 different numbers you can get on Enneagram and 16 different personality traits on Myers-Briggs. So they are vast and wide, and do that research for yourself to understand because all of us have different personality traits, but these are mine. So that means that I am a high achiever, success oriented, adaptable, excelling, driven, and outgoing. And these definitely align with who I am, but these are actual qualities found from my results page. And they definitely align with who I am. So um, most of my life, I have aligned greatly with all of these. However, when I didn't always have the most perfect childhood. I always had a roof over my head, always had food on my plate. I always had family that took care of me. However, my dad was an addict. He fell into alcohol addiction very early in life, and that later transformed into prescription drugs and all of that. He's clean now, but growing up as a child, that's a hard thing to digest. It's a hard thing to process and understand. And to understand that that's a genetic thing too. My addiction runs in my family. That was a really hard thing to process and understand and try and navigate through. And my mom is and was a perfectionist, and um, she's a lot better now, but it was hard growing up because I always heard about looks and how she needed to lose weight or she wanted to look better or she compared herself to others. And growing up with those two dynamics, it was a challenge. And even though I was success oriented and I was outgoing, I still struggled and I still always tried to find the silver lining of things, but sometimes it got a little bit too much. So it ended up leading into eating disorders, weight loss addiction, which sounds crazy, but when addiction is an actual thing in your life, it can come in many forms and it doesn't always, it just means you have an addictive tendency. And I have known my whole life that I have that. And it has led to the need for perfection and weight loss and self-hate and so many insecurities and the comparison game, and it honestly tore me apart. And when I got to college, I found myself in this place of not knowing who I was. I lacked ambition, I lacked excitement, and that purpose of my life has honestly kind of deflated, and I felt out of touch and confused and unmotivated with who I was. And I got to this place of now, okay, I have to navigate this. Like it no longer mattered what my parents thought or what my parents did. Like I am now on my own and I have to navigate that and I have to figure that out. And I got to this place of college of this has been my purpose my whole life and I'm going to go to school and I'm going to love it and all these things. And this is my breakthrough. And I got there and I fell flat. I hated it. I hated living on campus. I hated what I was learning. And honestly, my perfect plan for my entire life was something that I hated. I didn't enjoy any of it, and it was hard, and all of those amazing qualities about myself completely just went out the door. So with that, through yoga and self-discovery, I began to pivot. I found that I could start exploring the things and tapping into the things that I was told to suppress for so long. We grew up not talking about emotions and we grew up not talking about like changing of plans and understanding total health and wellness is just kind of about surface level and losing weight and not being overweight and all of the things. And I struggled and I spent so long trying to be this perfect person that people could look to. And I realized that that just wasn't me. So I began to shift from a place of self-love into a place of accept or from self-hate into a place of self-love and acceptance. And that is a hard challenge to go through and a hard thing to really tap into and fully navigate and understand. So with that, I want you for a moment now to go back to that struggle, to go back into that moment and that situation and that emotion that kind of brought you down and that was really challenging for you in your life. And what did you do with that? What did you do with the situation and the emotions that came with it? Did you suppress them? Did you feel them? Did you turn to a place of anger? Did you use it for good? Did you turn to a place of love? Like there are so many different outcomes and different ways you can handle situations. And that's one thing that I think is so cool about this life is that we can all literally be handed the exact same plate with the exact same situation, and every single one of us will respond and react differently. That's incredible. That's why this life works, is because we can all come from different areas and still make something different of what we're handed. And that's neat. I love that. I think that's so cool. So what did you do with that situation and what emotions came along with what you felt? We all have our struggles. Every single one of us struggles in different ways. My struggles are no more or less than yours and vice versa. Like everything that we go through matters and it pivots and it shifts and it alters who we are and how we feel. So it matters more how we react to the situation than the actual situation itself. So how you respond is what's going to matter more than the actual situation because we all are handed different things. And I genuinely and passionately believe that it matters more about how you respond and how you react than the actual situation itself. So through my struggles and the childhood that I was given and the lifestyle that I went through, and even through college and that those struggles that I went through then, I have chosen to commit to a lifestyle of balance and freedom and control. Because for me, a lifestyle of restriction is a lifestyle of regret. And I have incorporated that into my personal and professional philosophy because a lifestyle of restriction is a lifestyle of regret. And I never wanted to live that. And I don't want my clients to ever feel like they have to restrict themselves and who they are innately just to meet some sort of standard. They can feel balance, they can feel freedom, they can feel the control in their lives without restricting who they really are. Same with me, personally, professionally, they go hand in hand. We are in charge of our own happiness, and it all starts with health and wellness. And obviously, our personal and professional philosophies are going to vary from person to person. But for me, I believe in a lifestyle of health and wellness. I believe in living in a place of health and wellness because it changes who we are. And that's my personal philosophy, is just living in that state of total well-being, total health, and navigating and understanding who we are and how we feel. And we're the only ones that control that. We are the only people on this planet that control how we feel, how we react, how we respond to the situations that we are handed. We can't always control what's going to happen. We can't control the situations that are handed to us, but we can control the outcome and how we feel personally. So health and wellness. So health is a state of body and wellness is a state of being. When we work to focus on and improve overall personal health, we are working to improve the longevity of our lives. It's based on our body. Our total health is the actual numbers and things based on our weight and our blood pressure and our blood count and all of that. It's all about longevity of life. Whereas wellness is a state of being. It's how we live. It's how we feel. It's how we work to feel every single day. And that's just a big place of when you're focusing on total personal health, you're focusing on improving your quality of life. So they go hand in hand, but they aren't necessarily the same thing. So I personally and professionally believe that when you work to improve your overall health and wellness, it leads to higher confidence and greater success. So let's break that down a little bit. When someone feels healthy and when they feel well, whether it's yourself or someone else, they are in this place of feeling great, feeling ambitious, feeling able, capable, like their body physically can go and do things. So therefore, that leads to greater confidence. It leads to the feeling of I can do anything I want. I can feel anything I want. I have control over who I am, what I do, and how I feel. And that place of health and wellness, it really dictates how we feel about who we are as a total person. Health kind of breaks down different qualities of our life, whereas wellness is an overall umbrella, and there's different areas of health and wellness, and there's different physical, emotional, environmental, social. There's so many different realms to health and wellness. And when we conquer them all and we are aware of the choices that we're making and how they impact our health and wellness, we feel better, and it comes with higher confidence levels. With higher confidence levels, we then have greater success levels. We feel better. Therefore, we go and do the things. For a job example, if you feel more confident, you're more likely to go out and crush a job interview because you feel worthy of that thing. So, improved health and wellness improves confidence, which improves success levels. And honestly, you can pretty much do anything you want to do. You just kind of put your mind to it in a different aspect. And when I decided to shift who I was and the mindset that I had, and I fell flat, and I decided I'm not going to do that. I'm going to focus on my health and wellness. I'm going to recover from my eating issues, my eating disorders, my perfectionism, all of the things. When I decided that for myself, I felt more confident. I felt more in control and more free in my life. And it led to greater success. It led to me switching schools and getting into the program that I've always wanted to be in. It led to me being who I wanted to be. It led to me creating a job and a business and being who and where I wanted to be. We are all born with innate wants, needs, and desires. Every single one of us are born with everything that we need right within us. Every single answer that we ask, we have the answer within us. Society drowns out our inner voice and we lose sight of our intuition. The noises and the everything from external factors come in and they take over, and social media, especially, all of these things take over our lives and we lose sight of what we really need. I personally and professionally work with clients and myself, and I have completely tapped into this place of we don't need the acceptance of society. Every single person is out there posting on the internet or talking about their latest diet, their latest health trend, blah, 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 whatever. And that's really awesome because that works for them. That works for who they are. But when we tap into our intuition, that might not work for us. that might not fuel us and make us feel good and satisfied within. And society drowns out our inner voice, and we lose that sight of who we really are and what we really need. So when we're asking the wrong questions, or we're getting the wrong answers to the right questions, we're just losing that sight and that intuition and who we really are. So personally and professionally, I just genuinely believe that we need to listen within, and that starts with health and wellness. That starts from understanding who we are and our place and our health and our wellness. So cultivating a life of health and wellness means clearing out the external noises and listening within. It means that we have to let go of the expectations that society set, because that's not always what's going to serve us. That's not always going to fuel us and make us feel nourished and whole. And wellness is really just about wholeness and fulfillment within. And confidence is a habit, not a trait. So this is probably one of the biggest parts of my philosophy. And it's just that confidence comes from health and wellness. And it's a habit, it's a practice, it's an ongoing thing that we continuously need to cultivate. It's not a trait. We are all born with it. It's not something that you either have and don't have. It's something you either practice or don't practice. Health and wellness is something you either actively pursue in your life, or it's something you neglect and something that lacks in your life. And when you take the time to come within and you constantly practice confidence and um, health and wellness and success, and you let those things come to you, it's no longer a matter of feeling insecure or self-hate or anything else, because you're listening within. You're trusting what you were born with. You're trusting yourself. And for me, that's my philosophy, is just clear out the extra noise, clear out this expectations by society, clear out all of that stuff that's not serving you, so that you can tap into who you are. When you find health and you find wellness and you trust the choices that you make to be healthy and to be well, you step into this place of being confident and step into this place of who you were always meant to be. For me personally, that meant I no longer needed to follow what my parents needed. I no longer had to listen to the voices that they spoke. I no longer had to look at addiction as a detriment, but something that I could use as my personal experience and situation to grow from. I could use the struggles of eating disorders and perfectionism and weight loss to my advantage. I am currently the healthiest and happiest I have ever been. And I have left every single diet that I've ever tried on the table. I've left every single exercise plan that I tried to follow, and I left it out. I threw it out the window. And I'm currently healthier and happier than I've ever been, without any diet, without any exercise regimen or any external voice. And I simply ask myself every day, what do you need? What do you want and what do you need? And how is that going to serve you? How can you feel your best and be your best every single day? And my personal philosophy is just listening within, giving yourself permission to ask yourself every single day what you want and what you need. Give yourself permission to let go of anything and anyone that doesn't serve you. Let go of the noises, let go of the voices, let go of the standards, and just be who you want to be, so you can feel confident, so you can feel secure, and so that you can be successful. That will improve your longevity of life. It will improve your quality of life. And that's when life fully starts beginning. That's when you step into the shoes of fully living, not passively, but actively being who and where you want to be. That's it. Thank you so much. I thought I had another slide, but I guess not. So thank you so much. I genuinely just love sharing this with you all. I love sharing my personal and professional philosophy, because they honestly just go so hand in hand. When you live a lifestyle that is aligned with who you want to be, it's not work. It's not a matter of, oh, I have to work. Oh, I have to practice this thing I don't believe in. It's a matter of, this is who I am and this is who I want to be, and I can live wholeheartedly and listen within and feel that all as one. So thank you so much. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I appreciate your time.